So it was hard to find some props. The important thing was to look for games that actually mattered in a lot of cases. So my first one is from a game that actually matters, Giants Cowboys. I have Daniel Jones over 209.5 passing yards and minus 115. I thought this number was pretty low for a game that's going to be very competitive. And for some reason, there's this misconception that the Cowboys have a good pass defense. And it's because they have the second least amount of pass attempts against them in the NFL. So their number looks deflated. But in actuality, they give up 7 yards per pass attempt, which is like a bottom 10 number in the NFL. So if the Giants throw the ball 35, 40 times, which they might because it's going to be a competitive back and forth game, I think Daniel Jones hits the over 209.5 pretty easily.
And I had this same line written down for the same exact reasons you specified. The Cowboys, yeah, they've shown some character in a couple games, maybe against Minnesota earlier this year, maybe Zeke Elliott coming back. But in all of these games, the past events had nothing to do with them.
Right.
So maybe this number is low because the Giants pass catchers leave a little bit to be desired. But if we look at the weather report, it's going to be gorgeous, I believe, on the East Coast on Sunday. It's going to be 60 degrees, maybe a little bit of rain, but Daniel Jones should be in his comfort zone.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, maybe Daniel Jones isn't the quarterback of the future. Maybe he has problems and they should seriously consider taking one of the, now that I'm studying, I really like 4 quarterbacks in this draft. Maybe they should move on. But Daniel Jones, he's the ultimate lame duck guy. But even for a lame duck like Daniel, 209 is a very low number.
Yeah. And this is a playoff game for them. If they lose their route, if they win, they could be in. So,
yeah. And the NFL did a good job spacing this out. I do think I think Washington's winning on Sunday night. I feel pretty good about that. I think the Philly injury report told me this is not going to be one of these spry performances where you upset the divisional leader. Those guys are packed for Mexico right now.
Yeah, I agree with you, but it is fun that they made this game like a 1:00 game, I think. So you have all day. The Giants or the Cowboys have all day to think that they're going to the playoffs until nighttime when it gets spoiled for them.
Yeah, if the Giants win this game, I'm driving to New Jersey and I'm just going to hang out near 7-Eleven counters and listen to those conversations for the most fan base in sports. And being an NFL fan, a lot of people, they will trash talk, Patriots fans. And if older people, they'll go, Steelers fans or Niners fans. And you know what? Being here on the East Coast for the past 10 years, Cowboys fans, Giants fans, they've got no connection to reality, and it's going to be really fun to see one of these fan bases tortured for about 7 hours on Sunday.
Yeah. This will be the first time I'm cheering for the Cowboys to win the division because I have a future on them that would have hit if Dak wouldn't have got hurt, but there's still a small chance that they win the division.
And if you are the Dallas Cowboys and you are evaluating the quarterback position, how much weight do you give the fact that your quarterback made a commercial about coming back from injury?
Yeah.
I kind of want to see you're giving him the franchise tag next year. He's asked you for $200 million. Maybe complete the rehab before making a commercial using the rehab. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And okay, so I have this, my favorite line of the week is in this game, and I will give the caveat that you can absolutely make the case that it could be too high. But Zeke Elliott, the rushing yards total here is 67.5. Out of every tailback in the league, who's fresher than Zeke Elliott right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Out of all the tailbacks in the league, who has more to play for than Zeke Elliott right now?
Yep.
He has ruined your fantasy season. He's coming back week 16 after he took you out. Now week 17, he is dancing on fantasy owners' graves.
Yeah.
I would honestly, 67.5, that implies to me that 100 yards from Zeke will be at plus 150.
Yeah, you might just want to go for that.
So,
Sprinkle that in a little.
yeah, I mean, Zeke, no one's profile has fallen off more this season than Zeke Elliott, and he looked incredible last week.
Yeah, he looked like normal Zeke last week.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it's not Zeke Elliott. Maybe it's the fact that these running backs, it's not this kind of Earl Campbell like bruiser type. It's these Kamara and Dalvin Cooks have become more in vogue. Maybe Deke's a little bit left, lost in the shuffle with his quarterback carousel being as it is, being as the Cowboys are trying to just force every receiver that piques their interest down our throats. But yeah, Zeke is a great Dallas Cowboy. He is the most talented running back I've seen for the Dallas Cowboys in my lifetime. And yeah, I expect him to give them a moment on Sunday.
Yeah, I saw this number and I thought it was pretty low too. Like if you can think of the beginning of the season and seeing Zeke at 67.5 rushing yards, everyone and their mother would jump on it. And now he looks like the same guy from the beginning of the season. So yeah, I saw this number is low too. The Giants' rush defense is very good. I think that's why it's so low.
Very good. And, they are going to have to pass a little bit. Like they're set up with Joe Judge, with their best defenders being Leonard Williams and Jabril Peppers. They hate when you play in the box, but Zeke's a versatile enough player where he can get you through just about any formation. Like so many Lions games, like they contained him for 3 quarters and then they started giving him the Kareem Hunt treatment, putting him out in all these weird spots in the formation. And that's how he got us.
Yeah. And it was refreshing the last couple of weeks to see him take over for Tony Pollard. Because there were like 5 weeks this season where Tony Pollard was getting 12 carries. And then last week, I think he got 2. So if he only gets 2 or 3 this week, yeah, Zeke should get his share.
And, I haven't really paid any attention to this. I apologize if this doesn't set you up for success if you just generally don't know. But how's the Cowboys line come along over the course of this season?
I don't think they're great, but I don't think they're like detrimental. I think they were terrible when those injuries first happened, and now I think they've kind of solidified a bit, but they're not doing anyone any favors.
Yeah, because I did notice like last few weeks they're able to throw down the field pretty well. And granted, last week they got the ultimate gift with Fletcher Cox going out. Like there is a dialogue around that game is like, oh, okay, the Eagles let off, the Cowboys came back, but no, there is one unsung guy from Philadelphia these past 10 years. We've heard so much about Peterson, so much about Foles. Hasn't it been Fletcher Cox, the guy who's been lifting up this franchise the entire time?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Is he out this week too?
I believe he is.
That's terrible. Okay, yeah. Man, Alex Smith is going to go off. He's going to go 25 for 35 for 175 yards just to go berserk on the Eagles.
Yeah, we will get to that. We're going to really celebrate that. There are some really great gambling opportunities on just the spreads I want to talk about at the end of this show. And spoiler alert,